Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Wassalatu wassalamu ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Dear viewers in Islam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In this program of the parables of Al-Qur'an, in the last episode, we have taken 2-3 verses from Surah An-Nur. That was the parable of the light in the heart of a believer. Now the parable which comes just after that is a contrast picture of a non-believer. If the believer is living in the light, the non-believer is living in the darkness. There are two parables here. First, the parables of those non-believers who are not only rejecting Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but they also preach it. They also try to convince other people about the infidelity, telling them that what you are doing is true. Remain in your kufr, remain in your infidelity, remain in your rejection of faith. The first example, the example of a mirage. When people see some mirage on a desert road, they think that it is water, but it is not water. The thirsty person thinks that he is going to get water, but when he approaches that place, there is nothing at all. And the other example is the example of a non-believer who is not a preacher to his faith or his lack of faith, but that person, out of ignorance, he keeps on living in the darkness. And that we are going to know when we read these two verses, number 39 and 40 from Surah An-Nur, which is Surah number 24. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والذين كفروا أعمالهم كسراب بقيعة يحسبه الظمآن ماء حتى إذا جاءه لم يجده شيئا ووجد الله عنده فوفاه حسابه والله سريع الحساب. But the unbelievers, their deeds are like a mirage in sandy deserts, which the man parched with thirst mistakes for water, until when he comes up to it, he finds it to be nothing, but he finds Allah ever with him, and Allah will pay him his account, and Allah is swift in taking account. That was the first parable of a non-believer whose faith, or you can say whose kufr, is compound, not simple. And the second example is of that non-believer who got a simple type of kufr. أو كظلمات في بحر لج يغشاه موج من فوقه موج من فوقه سحاب ظلمات بعضها فوق بعض إذا أخرج يده لم يكد يراها ومن لم يجعل الله له نورا فما له من نور. Or the unbeliever's state is like the depths of darkness in a vast deep ocean, overwhelmed with billow, topped by dark clouds, depths of darkness, one above another. If a man stretches out his hands, he can hardly see it. For any to whom Allah giveth not light, there is no light for him. So this is the state of a non-believer who does not believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is why he lives in darkness. And before that, as we have said, that the example of a kafir who got a compound kufr, that person he does all acts of, he thinks that he is doing good acts. When he is preaching to other people about his faith, he thinks that he got something good, which he has done. But his example is just like a person who is traveling in the desert. The person is thirsty, looking for water around, and at once he sees water just in front of him. And then he goes to that place, and the water vanishes. It was just a mirage. كَسَرَابٍ بِقِيعَةٍ يَحْسَبُهُ الظَّمَآنُ مَاءً. He thinks that it is water, but it is not water. And then what he discovers there? He discovers Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He is swift in His account. Yani that is going to happen on the day of judgment, that this person with all his deeds will go to Allah, will meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he would be thinking that he has done so many good deeds. So he would be having a great reward. But there is no reward. There is no reward at all. What is there? وَوَجَدَ اللَّهَ عِنْدَهُ فَوَفَّاهُ حِسَابًا. He will find that Allah is very swift in His account. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given the account, has paid him for all what he has done. وَاللَّهُ سَرِيعُ الْحِسَابِ. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is very swift in His accounting. Moving to the second example, that this person, the person who got infidelity, who rejects Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he is living in darknesses. Look at the word كَظُلُمَاتٍ, that is plural. Unlike the word nur, which is singular. Because when the nur is lighted, all the darknesses disappear. And darknesses may be of many kinds. The darkness of infidelity, the darkness of hypocrisy, the darkness of innovation, the darkness of false pride, the darkness of being a superpower when you are nothing in comparison to the power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is why it is said, أَوْ كَذُلُمَاتٍ. And then the example of that darkness is given with the ocean, فِي بَحْرٍ لُجِّيٍ. The darkness is in a stormy ocean. يَغْشَاهُ مَوْجٌ مِّن فَوْقِهِ مَوْجٌ. There are waves after waves, not just a single wave. There are waves after waves. مِّن فَوْقِهِ سَحَابٌ. And then above it is the cloud. Now, this is giving a picture of complete darkness. As you know that the sunlight which we receive from the sun, we receive it here. But that light is first reflected on the aerial cover of the earth itself, which is no more than 200 kilometers above us. Here, with that aerial cover of the earth, it absorbs the sunlight and then it is illuminated. And the actual light of the sun, which penetrates into that cover, is no more than 51% of the original light. Above that cover of the earth, there is just darkness. And this is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَجَعَلَ الظُّلُمَاتِ وَالنُّورِ. He made the darkness, He made the light. So actually there is a darkness which is created by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is above us. But when this light penetrates into the ocean, then as soon as it hits the water, it starts losing all its colors. As you know that the ocean itself, it got many types of waves which are hit by the winds, and this is how the winds let the water flow upon the earth itself. And there are waves which are known as tidal waves. Sometime it is high tide, sometime it is low tide. So these are two different types of waves. Now, when the light enters into the ocean itself, it starts losing its colors. As you know that the light itself, which is composed of 7 different shades, 7 different shades. The first shade which is going to disappear right from the beginning is the red one. And this is why they say that if a diver is injured for any reason at the depths of 10 meters down the ocean, the red color is no more seen there. So the blood is not going to be seen red. They also say that normally the oceans are at the depths of 4 kilometers, and the deepest oceans, they may be 11 kilometers down in the earth itself. And this 11 kilometers, it comes to about, as you know, 33,000 feet. And look how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made a balance in this earth. The highest mountain of Himalaya, that is about 33,000 feet. And the deepest ocean in the Pacific Sea, that is again of the same depth. So what we were saying, that the light starts losing its color when it goes deep into the sea. First the red color and then different other colors until the light is totally vanished. And after that it is complete darkness in the ocean, complete darkness. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us that a non-believer, he lives in the darknesses. Such a darkness is إِذَا أَخْرَجَ يَدَهُ لَمْ يَكَدْ يَرَاهَا. Even if he stretches out his hand, he can't see his own hand. وَمَنْ لَمْ يَجْعَلِ اللَّهُ لَهُ نُورًا فَمَا لَهُ مِن نُور. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not make any light for you, then there is no light for yourself. Light is coming from Allah. The creatures which live in the depth of the ocean, they got their light of their own, because no light is coming from outside for them. So this light of their own, who gave them? Allah. Allah who has created for them the light in the depth of the ocean. As long as the non-believer lives in these darknesses, which are so a pitch darkness from where he can get the light, have faith in Allah. Have faith in Allah and you will have the light. And with this light, as I said earlier, the whole universe is going to be lit for you. Allahu nuru samawati wal ard. Allah is the light of the heaven and the earth. And with this we come to the end of this episode. وصلى الله تعالى على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.